At the turn of the century, one might have been forgiven for thinking that disbelief would soon triumph, that religion would soon fade away and die. Nietzsche had just said, amongst many other things, that God was dead. So why should faith survive? But by the end of the 19th century and the beginning of the 20th, there emerges a man who claimed to understand the origins of religion, of all religions. Sigmund Freud. Although Freud was by no means the first thinker to try and explain the psychological origins of religion, his account is perhaps the most systematic attempt to represent faith as something fundamental to early human mental development. Well, Freud, like me, came from a Jewish background, although for obvious reasons he was much more explicitly aware of it than I am. Even so, Freud never really identified himself with the religion itself, and as a student of science, he became increasingly suspicious of religion as a whole. And with the development of what became psychoanalytic theory, he began to recognize that the belief in God, that's to say in some sort of supernatural agency to which human beings were answerable, was the inevitable result of the infant's helplessness and his relationship to the apparently all-powerful figure of the father. Look, this is what he says about it in his book called The Future of an Illusion.
The rest of our inquiry is made easier because this God-creator is openly called Father. The psychoanalysis of individual human beings teaches us that the God of each of them is nothing other than an exalted Father.
So he saw religion as an illusion. Now, although he describes this as a wish fulfillment, it's quite difficult to see it entirely in that light, since the figure created by the infant imagination had punitive as well as benevolent characteristics. But however Freud explained that apparent contradiction, it's quite clear that he saw religion as false and profoundly unhelpful.
Religious teachings are neurotic relics, and the time has probably come for replacing them with the results of the rational operation of the intellect.